Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a tutorial or how to bronze up pale foundation. So I made a really noob move today, and I was testing out my new lavalier mic, the ones that you clip on, and I didn't check to see if it actually worked. So I filmed almost the whole video with it on, thinking that maybe it was working, and then I check and it's not working. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm still keeping that footage and I'm just gonna voice over it. Yeah. So pretty much the whole video, it looks like I'm just talking to myself. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's just go ahead and get started. Oh, and the sun has gone down, so that's why the lighting here is different from the lighting in the actual video. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and correct all my dark circles and just all the dark spots in general. I'm using the Saint Laurent Touche Éclat number 1, which is probably my favorite one to use because of the tone to it. I know they came out with some correcting ones, but I haven't tested those out yet. I'm just gonna blend that in with a puff from Ebates. And today I'm using the Hair UV Mist Cushion, which this is actually my first time using it. It's in shade number 23, which is typically too light for me. And it seems like this one is just a tad bit light, so it'll work for this tutorial. There I am showing you my lav mic, which I'm using right now. It wasn't working when I was filming this, so now I finally figured it out. Instead of connecting it to the microphone jack, I connected it to the headphone jack, and then it started working, which is really odd, but I guess so long as it works, it's perfectly fine. So far, I like this cushion. I feel like it has a good staying power. Most of them that are super dewy, I notice I have to touch up on extremely often, so often. But the ones that are a bit more matte, quote unquote, they stay better in my opinion, and you don't have to touch them up as much. Next up, I'll be concealing with the 3CE Full Cover Concealer. I'm just gonna go around and conceal a few blemishes that I have and highlight a little bit. And here goes my pseudo contouring. I've been straying away from doing the whole dramatic glammed up contouring because I've been leaning towards, I guess, cleaner beauty looks, cleaner complexions, more fresh type of complexions instead of the whole sculpted bronzed up, super bronzed up looks. Just using the same puff as I did previously for the correcting concealer. Next up, I'm just gonna set my under eyes a little bit with the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. I also made sure to set my laugh lines because those are kind of troublesome. And then also the excess on my forehead and my nose a little bit. So first up, I'll be putting on blush. I'm using the Milani Romantic Rose blush. And I'm applying it a little higher onto my cheeks to give a bit more of a youthful look. The excess I'm wiping on my nose and my forehead. What I'm going to use is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, and I'll be using the bronzing shade in that one. I'm using the Equal Tools Face Sculpt and Body brush. So I'm using the Hourglass palette because I feel like it's something a lot of people have already. So that's why I'm using the bronzer in that one. Initially, I was going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow bronzer because that's been my go-to. But I figured that not many people have that palette, so this is definitely a more suitable palette for this tutorial. So just make sure to kind of bronze the way you would contour, except whenever you do your cheeks, go a little higher and not quite the hollow of your cheeks. I also applied it to my nose and kind of my cheeks so that way you look a bit more warmed up, kind of like a real tan. I'm going to use the highlighter in the Ambient lighting palette, the one that's a bit more glittery, shiny, and just kind of halo it onto your cheeks. Next up, I'm contouring my nose. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I'm using the sculpting shade in that, and I'm just using a small brush. Pretty much this is it on how to bronze up pale or light foundations. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Bye.